It's a big day for the pups. They are 7 weeks old. So tomorrow, our first pup goes to its new family. These pups are going to start trickling home to their new families. And so this is one of the last days. All 7 of them will be together. And I thought, let's do the puppy video, playtime video with them. And as you can see, they've got their toys. They've got their running tunnel, but as you can see, it oftentimes just turns into a giant chew toy, which, you know, that's the way things goes with puppies. But they do enjoy going up and down the tunnel. So it is still useful and fun in that regard. Here in the puppy room, we have a couple of differences from, I think, the earlier video. I did a spoiler and talked about it. We have what we call our puppy box here, and it separates the two sides of this puppy room in a way that helps condition the puppies for potty training. So one of the ways that it helps is it gives a clear delineation of the two sides. So about 1/3 of this room is behind the puppy box, and the fun side of the room is in front of the puppy box. Inside of the puppy box, I'm going to move this other camera out of the way here. Inside the puppy box, this is where we can do some food and water, and the water and the food stays cleaner in here, as you can see. Still get a few shavings, but no big deal. And this is simply a deck box. So this is an outdoor deck box, but I reinforced every corner of this box with aluminum, so nothing becomes a point of boredom for the pups, that they just start chewing it up, so they don't ingest any plastics and things like that. So we get a little bit of chewing over here on these obstacles, but it's been very little. We've had these obstacles for like 5 years now, and honestly the only ones that really chew on it are the dogs that we end up keeping for us and our to keep for us, and you know, they get to play with them longer and they get bigger and things like that, and then they end up chewing on them. So everything's pretty good in here. I'll point out a couple of things. We have some toys suspended in the room. Down here, they're linked by these tiny little metal chains, so they cannot chew the toys down. And then up on the ceiling, they're attached by some bungee cords, so they can pull on the toys softly without hurting their mouth or anything like that, and pull on them without like hurting them just in general. It's a very soft tug, but it's a way that they can play with toys without us supervising, and they also learn to give up the toys. So they learn not to resource guard toys when they can never kind of steal a toy, take it, run off with it, and get away with it. So they learn they always lose in the tug-of-war battle when we have suspended toys. Now we do have toys that they get to come in here and play with when we are in here supervising them, but we take those toys out later and things like that. So they don't have the other free toys just whenever we're not here. So but anyways, that's kind of an update on this puppy room. Oh, I forgot to mention, so this setup really helps to set the puppies up for success with potty training. This is where, as you can see, they spend their time. They claim this space is theirs, and they know that this is their space. This is, obviously you can see everybody is over here. Nobody's back here. This is where they go potty. In fact, a little bit ago, I actually saw, I have to point out, in some of these shavings, there's some bark pieces. Those are not poops. We try to clean up the poops, things like that, but there are, this is a little turd right here hiding. This is one of the reasons why we like the shavings, is it kind of encapsulates the poops. But as you can see, the puppies are 90% potty training over here right now. So it's important for a puppy to stay clean, that they have the chance to get away from their potty. There's kind of a term, I don't know if we came up with it or if I heard it somewhere else, dirty puppy syndrome. That's when pups cannot get away from their potties, and so they just get used to going potty and living in it. It makes it so much more difficult to potty train puppies that have not had a chance to stay clean at a young age. So this setup, and we've done different setups over the years to help with potty training, this is one of the ones that we've liked the best so far. The puppies play over here, they eat and sleep and drink in here. So not all the puppies will sleep every time in the puppy box. Sometimes they'll sleep over here or just out, wherever. But they potty over here. And so it works amazingly. They just have that instinct not to potty where they live. It's part of their DNA. If these pups were out in the wild, you know, they'd have space to get away from their den to go potty. And mom gets away from the den, goes potty, the puppies follow mama away from the den, they figure out that's where mama goes potty, and they do the same thing too. The scent of mama's potty helps to kind of stimulate them to go potty. Anyways, so this kind of a setup gives them a chance to claim a space as their den side and go potty away from their space. Anyways, I'll stop talking about potty training. We try really hard to set the puppies up for success in different regards, and this is one of the ways that we do that, and it's been very successful. Families who are diligent with their potty training efforts at their home report great success with the puppies learning potty training early on and being successful with that, with very few, if any, accidents in the home. So let's see some of the other things I wanted to talk about. Today, one of the reasons why today was a big day was all the pups got to go to their vet appointment, so we got to get out and go for a long ride. It's about 45-minute drive one way to our vet appointment, and the pups got their wellness checkup, a full physical, they got fecal samples done, and their first set of shots. So these pups are old enough for their first vaccines, and that happened today, and they did the fecal samples, and all the pups checked out clear on worm stool samples and things like that. So everybody is right on track with what we expect them to be for being ready to start going home. So that happened today, and the other day the pups got their microchips. So hello, Mr. Orange, I should stop rewarding you for climbing up on me. So I'm going to stand up here and do some manding exercises with Mr. Orange. As you can see, when I stand up, he gets bored and walks away. But microchip stuff. So we get the microchips from AKC Reunite. That's an important brand to remember because they're a strong company and have a great database, and the strength of that company is important because if you were following the news, gosh, it's been within the last 6 months, there was a different microchip company that went under, and so their whole database of puppy microchip registrations was lost. So it just wasn't being serviced anymore. I don't know any of the story behind that other microchip company. In fact, I cannot even remember its name. I just remember getting word on the street and looking it up and hearing about the other microchip company that went under, and so the families who had that brand of microchip and had registered their microchip with that service were kind of up a creek. So anyways, our microchips are through AKC Reunite. They're a strong company. I really don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. And so our families can, we'll give them all the paperwork. It's really simple to do, to get the information from their puppies, microchip and get it registered, and then know that if their pup gets lost, then it can be scanned by the authorities when it's found and returned, a little bit faster that way. So the microchips are done, their vet appointment's done, their shots are done, they're all clear, they're all healthy and happy as can be. So everything's going really well with the pups. And as you can see, I'm a little bit boring to them right now, and they're just gonna play and have fun. And I'm gonna pick up the puppy tunnel. They've gotten bored enough, they're all just laying down and using it as a chew toy. So that's when we know it's time to just pick it up, dump it out, and set it to the side for next time. So when they stop using it to run through and use it as an obstacle, then we know they're done with it. Let them play with the other toys. So this is our little puppy room door going out to the rest of our house. And it's got a little threshold on it, so every time we open that door, we don't get this huge Alcatraz event where all the puppies escape and run for the door. As you can see, they know when the door is open to come say hello to us. But so all the pups are doing good. I don't know if you saw Miss Pink just climb up on the yellow obstacle. Can you believe how much the pups have grown? They've grown a lot. They are above average in size at this age. With a litter coming through timber, we're seeing good size pups coming through Timber's genetics. He's a large male, and so his pups are a little bit taller than average, bigger than average. And Miss Purple, she might go for the camera and get it. So I gotta scoot that back. You can't have it, Miss Purple. I know you want to. You can't get it though. I'll mention one other thing really fast, and that is the LED lights in this room have a frequency refresh rate that is very similar to the GoPro cameras. So I apologize about this kind of shadow that kind of moves across the screen. I've tried different LED lights. So far I've not found one that has a refresh rate and a hertz frequency rate that is compatible with these GoPro cameras. And I'm kind of tired of trying to figure it out, so I just live with it at the moment. Eventually I'll keep trying, but for now I just live with it. I apologize, that's probably a distraction at the moment from showcasing the puppies and letting them just be the sole focus of the video, but it is what it is at the moment. So it's the same kind of issue with this shadow that's passing over the screen. If you've ever seen somebody try to take a video of a computer screen and the computer screen flickers, that's because the computer screen's refresh rate and the video capture rate and things like that are not compatible, so things just look weird, and that's the way it is. So anyways, the pups have had a big day today. I honestly wondered to start this video if they would be full puppy power at all, because we'd already had a big morning to get to the vet and get the vet done. Then we actually ran some errands and the puppies came with us. We stayed in the car with the pups while one of us ran into the to do the errands. But so the pups have had a big day out driving around and experiencing the world and things like that, and plus the vet appointment. But they had enough of a little recharge rest between all of that and when I got the video started, that we got some good puppy power playtime going. Oh, Mr. Orange, how are you? You just love the camera, huh? You do. So let's see. So it doesn't surprise me now that they're all simply laying down, collecting together, and they've picked a toy and playing with a toy. These pups are gonna sleep well tonight, and they're probably gonna crash for most of the rest of the evening here. It's not super late in the day at the moment, but it's later afternoon for sure. So we got Miss Pink, who's got her ball, purple and red, are playing with that kind of fabric-y toy. Light blue, it's got the Nerf ball over there. Miss Teal has a kind of a soft fabric bone over here. Orange, he's practically asleep. He's really trying to go to sleep. And dark blue is playing with, he had a toy as well. So anyways, these pups are having fun. They love the toys. They love playing with those. This one's up a little bit higher. They got to work to get up to it. This one's down a little bit lower. They don't have to work hardly at all. They've been chewing on it a little bit. I probably need to cut off that chunk of plastic from there. They've been working off little pieces there. And then this one. They'll have to pull on them, and we like that it teaches them they have to give up the toy. When we play tug of war with our dogs and things like that, it's always a good idea. You can play tug of war. That's a great mental stimulation for a dog. But we've taught our kids, and we do this ourselves, if you play tug of war with a dog, never give up the toy. The human always wins in a game of tug of war, whether it's a kid or an adult or anybody else. You hang on until they give up. That is a gentle and simple alpha technique to help reinforce to any canine that the humans call the shots. The humans get to control everything. They get to call the shots, make the decisions, and we don't give up. And so it helps the dogs, helps the puppies learn, you know, they might as well just give up early, not be persistent with holding on to something, because why persist if they're not going to win? So they can play tug of war. They like to play tug of war, but they don't just latch on and never give up. It's a simple little trick to help them learn, especially when they get a hold of something they're not supposed to. You know, if they grab onto your socks or a shoe or something like that, they learn they have to just give it up. Might as well sooner than later, and not hang on to it, because it's kind of pointless. They're not going to win it by hanging on to it. I knew it. Mr. Orange is asleep. So if you get anything from today's video, it is that we try really hard to set the pups up for success with potty training. We also try really hard to get them conditioned for sleeping in a crate by providing things like the puppy box, that's an enclosed space, and places like these obstacles that are enclosed spaces. So they're used to being in an enclosure without feeling trapped. And we teach the pups with these hanging toys, suspended toys that are kind of on a bouncy string, that they don't get a resource guard. They don't get a toy and take it and guard it from their siblings and get away from it, kind of like what these guys are doing. So this is normal kind of resource guarding, is when a pup gets a toy, they want it, and they're not going to let another puppy have it. That's not a concerning amount of resource guarding or anything like that. That's just normal puppy life. But they learn when these are the only toys in here that they don't win. And so might as well just give it up. So hope you've enjoyed today's playtime video with the pups, and I'll start getting this processed and give the update to the families. We're excited to have the first family arrive tomorrow morning and take their pup home, and then that's Friday, and we've got some families coming on Saturday, and I believe the last pup goes home in about 10 days from now, roughly speaking. So it's always a little bit sad to see him go. You know, every time a pup leaves, you look in the puppy room and you start, you know, mentally checking the list off, and it always just seems like it's never complete after they start going home. Even though you know they're in good hands, you look in there and it just feels like somebody's missing. So we're excited for the pups to go to the new families and get all the love and attention. They don't have to compete for love and attention with their new families like the pups do here. And as soon as the pups acclimate to the new home and they figure out they don't have to compete for love and attention from their family, then they don't miss their siblings anymore. The first couple of nights, puppies miss their siblings, they miss their litter mates, until they figured out, hey, life is pretty good without my litter mates around. And then they just kind of mentally develop their new pack with their family members, and it's off to the races with their training, and their life is good. So we look forward to them entering that stage. They're mentally and emotionally prepared for that, and physically big and strong and resilient and doing good. So we're excited for them to start that next chapter in their life, even though we'll be sad to see them go. So thanks for watching, and we hope you've enjoyed today's playtime video. It's been a riot watching them play, just like it is every time. So Miss Purple, you gotta stay down. You guys stay down for getting some attention. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Okay, until next time, we'll see if we can get another update video done with some more of these pups as they start trickling out to their new families.